Well, it's great to see Topper sports season kicking off again. I'm Troy Hughes. I'm the fire chief here in Los Alamos. And we're glad to see COVID kind of waning and people getting back to their normal activities. One of the things that hurt us during this time period was our lack of people. So we need recruits. We need cadets to come to work for Los Alamos Fire Department. It's a great career, very rewarding, good pay, good benefits, great retirement. You get to work out and maintain your Topper strength. So we're hoping that a few good people will come to work for us in the next year, and we hope that the Toppers win, so go Toppers.
Hello, I'm Deputy Chief Oliver Morris of the Los Alamos Police Department, and I just want to take a few moments of your time to talk about some safety initiatives that we want to bring forth to the community as the 2022-2023 school year starts in Los Alamos. School is right around the corner, and we want to remind parents and students to make sure that you leave enough time to get to school on time so we're not rushing. As you can see behind me, all school zones are 15 miles an hour when students are going to school, even if they're not present. So let's slow down and just make sure our students are safe. Secondly, I want to remind us that when the buses are stopped and their stop signs and lights are activated, we want traffic to stop in both directions to allow time for students to cross the street to keep them safe. The other thing I want to talk about is our school campuses. It's important to remember that during school, campuses are closed to the general public, as well as the playgrounds and facilities, while school is in session. This also includes Sullivan Field and the Sullivan Field parking lot. We want to make sure that school is meant for just school hours and school staff. Please check in with the staff regularly if you're going to be planning on visiting our campuses. We have a long history at Los Alamos to have amazing school resource officers. These officers are there to provide an atmosphere of safety and security for our students and faculty, but they're also there to foster positive relationships with students. So we use our school resource officers just to ensure that everything is safe in our schools. The other thing I'd like to direct our community to is on the losalamosschools.net website. If you click on the Safety and Wellness section, you will see that there's the See Something, Say Something app. This app is a great tool to report anything that has to do with safety, whether it's bullying or whether it's a suspicious person on campus or anything you think is safety related for our schools. Please use this app to report any suspicious behavior so that we can work in concert with the Los Alamos Public Schools to make sure everyone is safe. And that's the final message that I have for you today, and I just want to make sure that we have a safe and fun school year, and go Toppers.
Hi, I'm Curtis Christensen, Managing Director of the Los Alamos Program Management Office here at TechSource. TechSource is honored to have the opportunity to support Hilltoppers basketball. We are part of the Lab's Triad team working towards mission delivery, and we are part of the community right here, living the example that it is team that gets it done. To borrow some of the famous Coach Wooden's words, the main ingredient to winning is team. All the team. The players that listen, push, and focus during practice, the support from the bench, and those 5 on the court. Los Alamos is a special community. We count ourselves lucky to be able to have the opportunity to support its people, events, and organizations. Good luck today. Go Toppers.
Join the University of New Mexico Los Alamos for the exceptional education. Join us for the small class sizes. Join us for the quality faculty and staff who are dedicated to your success. Whatever your reason for joining us, start here, go anywhere. Go Hilltoppers.
Hi there, my name is Kristen O'Hara and I'm the Director of Interpretation at Pajarito Environmental Education Center. We are the nonprofit that runs the Los Alamos Nature Center. Bears are active in Los Alamos during spring, summer, and fall. New Mexico Game and Fish recommend the following 6 bear-wise basics to keep you and our bears safe. Do not feed or approach bears. Whether it's unintentional or intentional, feeding black bear in our community is incentivizing them to come into our residential neighborhoods for food. And we do not want to do that. They are wild animals. They're equipped for finding food themselves. Our people food is not the best thing for them. As far as approaching bears in the wild, it is best to stay away from black bear. If a black bear hasn't seen you and you happen to see one across the street from you, take a moment to have that beautiful experience, but do not approach a black bear. Make sure to secure your garbage cans and recycling. Bears have a very keen sense of smell and can rip open garbage cans very easily, so having them secured with some sort of bungee cord or something to keep the lids down is the best way to keep our bears in our community safe. Remove bird feeders during prime active bear times. Black bears in Los Alamos are active anywhere between the very end of April, May to the middle of November. So during those times, anything we can do to keep our bears safe by not giving them food is better for bears and better for us. So at night, for instance, at the Nature Center, we take down the bird feeders that we have outside and put them back up in the morning. So that is something you can do. But if you do have a bear at your house that has eaten from your feeders, make sure to take your feeders down for a length of time around 2 weeks, so the bear does not acclimatize to coming to your house for food. Do not leave your pet food outside. If you happen to feed your animals outdoors, put your food bowls out there, make sure your animals have your fill, but make sure you bring them in after your animal is done eating. That'll, again, keep the bears safe. Clean and store your grills. That means cleaning your grills thoroughly, removing all fat and food that could have dropped in the base of the grill, and then storing it in an inaccessible place, so a place the bears cannot get to, like a garage or even inside your house, if that's a possibility. I know not everybody has a garage, but just keeping in mind a good place to store a grill that is away from that can be away from bears accessing it. And I guess our last bear safety tip is to tell your neighbors, communicate with your neighbors and your friends about bears that have been spotted in the area, or these safety tips that you've learned here today. The more knowledge we can give to our neighbors and our friends, the better, and it will keep our bear neighbors and our human neighbors as safe as possible. Good luck, toppers, on your season.
and welcome to the Saturday afternoon presentation of the Daily Post version of Los Alamos High School girls basketball. And this afternoon it will be the Hilltopper girls taking on the Aztec Lady Tigers. And Mike, this is Gene Mortensen along with Mike Mays. And so Mike had been watching them warm up out there. We have the 10 girls on the roster, Mike, and there's 7 girls in uniform and 3 girls in street clothes. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so Toppers will be playing with an extremely short bench tonight, but they'll be playing the Aztec Tigers, and Tigers coming in with a record of 4 wins, 9 losses. Been a little bit of a rough go for the Tigers so far in this non-district season. Los Alamos trying to get them on track and trying to get things going as they come into this ball game this evening, or this afternoon rather. And I keep waiting for the national anthem to start, but they obviously gave the public address announcer, Maury Pongratz, several pages worth of stuff he had to announce.
I think we're ready for the national anthem, I guess. We'll be back.
Thank you. And now let's meet the teams who will begin. And that concludes our national anthem. And we're ready to go here. As we said, the Toppers are going to be playing with a very, very short bench tonight. As everybody's getting introduced. So the Tigers, we don't have any numbers on the Tigers. However, checking them out, Gene, they're pretty tall.
Yes.
Or I'm sorry, we don't have any heights or anything on them, but they are pretty darn tall. So the Tigers this afternoon will start Nika McKenzie. She is a junior. Senior Brooke Calvert. Bailey Clarence is a sophomore, and Mackenzie Klinger is a senior. And I obviously missed somebody. but unless they go with 4, maybe they're just going 4. I don't know. But in any event, the Toppers will start. Sophia Trujillo, she's a 5-foot sophomore. They will also start Abby Martinez. She is a 5'5" junior. And along with them, Tara McDonald will get the start. She is a 5'10" senior, as well as Kaylin Velarde, a 5'6" senior. And let's see, Michelle Macias will also get the start. She is a 5'10" senior, so pretty tall lineup here to start things off for Los Alamos. And as we said, the Aztec Tigers pretty tall as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. And with a short bench, if we get into a game that's really big underneath the basket and kind of bruising, that does not play into the Hilltoppers' favor.
No, it does not. Hilltoppers win the toss, and so they're trying to get it over right now to Caitlin Velarde, knocked out of bounds by Aztec, is getting a hand in there. It was that was Jaslyn Gomez. But it's interesting, Mike, too. They have 7 out of 10 players right now, and it's interesting who's not here. Gigi Romero, who is the leading scorer for Los Alamos. So Gigi is not here, and along with Mackenzie Shabe, and then Carly Holland, a real spark plug for the Hilltoppers. So 2 of the really good spark plug players for Los Alamos. Now the ball is stolen away by Michelle Macias. Let me correct that. Ball stolen away by, that was Michelle Macias. And Michelle goes down for 2. And the Hilltoppers take a 2-0 lead. We're just underway here. So Jaslyn Gomez with it for the Tigers. That is stolen away now by Sophia Trujillo. Trujillo coming down. She puts up the left-handed shot. Somehow that made it into the basket. I don't know how. It looked like she threw it up a real brick off the backboard, but somehow it spun around and dropped in. Long pass down the floor by the Tigers. It picked up by the Hilltoppers and Caitlin Velarde. Velarde on the dribble gets it over to Abby Martinez. Abby Martinez. Abby with a 3-point shot. That's off. 4-0 ball game right now with 6:20 to go here. Clock moving, of course, in the first quarter. The shot from the 15-foot shot taken by Bailey Clarence.
That looked more like a track shot put than a basketball shot.
Yeah, almost broke the backboard too. Nice move to the basket by Abby Martinez, and then Abby falls backwards and ends up doing a backward somersault. And she wasn't flopping. So, and now the ball is stolen away by the Hilltoppers. Here comes Sophie Trujillo once again, and Sophia she goes down, but I think they're just going to simply say she lost the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, I think that's right. It looked like she actually got her feet tangled underneath her. So that's a good call. But quickly here, 4 turnovers forced by Los Alamos here in this first 2.5 minutes of play. Toppers defense all over Aztec.
So the pass comes out on top, and they're going to ring it over to the right side of Jaslyn Gomez. Gomez trying to dump it underneath. The ball is blocked and knocked away by Los Alamos, and it comes right to Brooke Calvert for the Aztecs, and she misses an easy layup. So the Hilltoppers get the rebound. They bring it down now to Sophia Trujillo. She's out dribbling between the circles. She's going to bring it over now to Caitlin Velarde. Velarde just standing way out there. Finally gets it to Sophia Trujillo on the left wing underneath. It goes to right on to Abby Martinez, and they give her 3. It should be a 2-pointer. She was way inside the 3-point line, and it is a 2-pointer. So
that is the right call, yes. But Martinez, nice jump shot from the baseline, and that makes it 8-0. The Tigers immediately want a timeout. That's going to be a 30-second timeout. And boy, Los Alamos coming out very, very aggressive on the defensive end. Have already forced 4 turnovers and have really done a good job on the boards. Like I said, the Tigers very tall, but really haven't had a whole lot of opportunity on the boards. The only chance they had so far really was that backside miss on the backside by the Tigers, and a putback attempt that I think it was Nika McKenzie, and it should have had it and couldn't get it to fall. But other than that, Los Alamos playing very, very aggressively, playing very well against the Tigers, and the Tigers are scrambling.
Yeah, full court press, and the ball's going to be knocked away by the Hilltoppers, but I think we're going to have a reaching foul. I think it's going to go to Sophia Trujillo. I do believe, yes, it does, and that's going to be Sophia's personal first team foul, and not a shooting foul, and now a 3-point shot taken from the top of the key by Mackenzie Klinger, and the ball stolen by Jaslyn Gomez. Gomez takes it to the hole, and she goes down hard, and I mean hard, onto the floor.
She ran into Tara McDonald, who was trying to recover on defense, and McDonald got her money's worth on that one. Good hard foul. Nothing malicious about it, but a good hard foul. No way that was going to go in.
No, and Tara immediately ran over there to make sure she was all right, and so Jaslyn now will go to the free throw line, and she's just a freshman. We don't have any heights, as Mike says, but she misses the first, and she'll have one more. She can finally put them on the scoreboard here. It's 8-0, and this one bounces around and drops in. So that makes it 8-1 with 4:20 to go here in the first quarter.
And Gene, we have our first topper substitution of the game.
Whoa.
That is Catherine Trujillo, a 5'8" senior coming in. So the toppers going to their bench real quick in this game, Gene. We got to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, they may end up playing a whole bench. Both of them. So they have, anyway, Abby Martinez, they get it in the corner over to Catherine Trujillo. She brings it out on top to Abby Martinez. Martinez goes up, puts up a wild left-handed shot. Rebound is going out of bounds, knocked back in by Abby. And so it'll be the Aztec ball at full court press by Los Alamos. And coming up the floor and trying to come up the floor with the ball this time, Kira Roberts. And we're going to have a personal foul as the Hilltoppers stole it away. And they're going to call Kira. They stole it away from Kira, and she wanted to get it back. And so she picks up the personal. Makes it 8-1. So the Hilltoppers bringing it down on the common foul. They can bring it in now to Kathleen Trujillo out on top, over on the left wing. Now they rotate it over to Caitlin Velarde. Velarde will bring it out on top to Sophia Trujillo. Now the Hilltoppers shift it to the other side, skip pass across from the right side to the left side. And the Hilltoppers just working around that three-point line right now as they're facing a matchup zone three-point shot on Venus, who was cutting to the basket, and Abby lays it in for her sixth point.
Boy, you can't run a 2-on-1 fast break opportunity any better than the Toppers. Ran it right there. Trujillo coming down the right or the left side rather, and Martinez just crashing on the right. Nice pass over to her, easy layup. He just doesn't get much easier than that.
No, certainly doesn't. And so, anyway, that makes it 13-1. And full court press by Los Alamos once again. And I think if I was Ray Romero, I'd take off the press, I think. Well, so Jaslyn Gomez with it all the way out on top. She's going to try to cut down the lane on the left side as the ball stolen away. Quickly up the floor comes Sophia Trujillo. She's trying to get it inside to Kathleen Romero. That's off. Romero does get the rebound on a missed shot by Michelle Macias. And Kathleen Trujillo puts it in for two. So she gets the rebound and now unbelievable.
Oh boy.
Holy mackerel. Jaslyn Gomez coming down the floor, crosses the half court line, picks up her dribble. And as soon as she picked up her dribble, Caitlin Velarde just went over and took it right out of her hands. I mean, it wasn't any battle for it or anything. It was just like, okay, hand me the ball. So she just handed her the ball, and that was pretty much it. But the Hilltoppers not able to take advantage as they went out and took the shot and weren't able to convert. So Jaslyn Gomez with it has the ball knocked away from behind by Abby Martinez. And so let's see, we still haven't trying to see who the remaining players. We played everybody. No,
yes, we have. As a matter of fact, Olivia Martinez, the last member of the bench, is now in the ball game.
Okay, all right.
So, boy, Toppers just substituting liberally here. Unbelievable.
I know, and here comes another substitute for Los Alamos right away. Unbelievable. So out on top, Sophia Trujillo is going to bring it over to the left side to Olivia Martinez. Martinez, as Mike said, who just checked in. 3-point shot taken by Michelle Macias. That's off from the left corner. Long pass down the floor to the Tigers. They almost lose it back over the half court line, and it moved right down the middle of the lane, and putting a shot up hard off the backboard is Nika McKenzie. Gets her own rebound, and then as she goes back up, she's fouled. We have 47 seconds remaining here in this first period. It's a 15-1 ball game, and going to the free throw line, and that's going to be Nika McKenzie.
Wow, that's unorthodox. Nika was Nika's standing about a foot, from the way on the right side, and she walks over to the center before she shoots.
And just
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, she walks over to the center, and as soon as she faces the basket, she fires. But she starts off, like Mike says, right in the corner between the circle and the free throw line on the right side. I don't know. Tara McDonald gets the pass inside. Her shot is off. Rebound is going to be picked up by Caitlin Velarde over to Abby Martinez. Back to Caitlin. They'll rotate it over to the left wing. Hilltoppers once again just working around the 3-point line. Inside it comes to Tara again. Tara tries to power her way into the basket. She does power her way in, but misses the shot. And we're going to have a held ball, and that possession will go to the Tigers with 3.6 seconds to go. So that
Toppers should get the ball then in the start second quarter. Oh no, they give to the Toppers.
I don't understand that. Anyway, it works. I was going to say work to Los Alamos' advantage, but it does work to Aztec's advantage because they're going to get the ball to start the second quarter. 15-1. Whoa. Not what I expected at all here in this. I figured Los Alamos would win this ball game, but I didn't realize it was going to be this one-sided, and we're playing without two of our better players, Carly Holland and Gigi Romero.
Yeah. And, I think that's both of them sitting in street clothes over there on the bench. So, but they are out for this ball game. But wow, yeah, no, I was not. This is not the game I was expecting, especially coming in knowing Aztec had some height. And you think about those four corner team, the girls basketball team, see from the four corners. I mean, there have just been some incredible powerhouses from there. So it's not really something you'd expect out of Aztec. Is right up there by Farmington. You would think, pretty solid ball club. And, of course, I mean, we could talk for hours about Kirtland Central, the preeminent girls basketball franchise in the state,
yes.
and several others. This is a little, it's definitely not what I was expecting.
Well, Aztec usually has quite a good program, and they usually always have a good season. So I'm not sure what's happening. There's so many weird things going on in high school basketball nowadays. And so anyway, Aztec will bring it in to start things off. They get it Jaslyn Gomez. She puts up a 3-point shot and in. So she has now 4 points in the ball game, all four for the Lady Tigers. The Hilltoppers lead 15-4. They'll bring it over to Abby Martinez. The Hilltoppers once again just working it around the 3-point line. And there's a skip pass across from Abby Martinez. They're trying to get it inside to Tara McDonald. This one is stolen away by Kira Roberts. Roberts will hand it over and let Mackenzie Klinger bring it up. And they get it to Jaslyn Gomez. Jaslyn pass inside, going to be picked off by Tara McDonald. She has a breakaway, and she lays it in for two. So that was easy.
Doesn't get much easier than that. Interesting, the 17-4 score, Gene, and But I was about to say the Tigers on their half-court defense have actually been pretty good as, well, Nika McKenzie gets away with a major walk there, but the Aztec defense, they played mostly a 2-3 defense, maybe a little slight variation of that, but their half-court defense has actually been pretty good so far.
So they get it to Tara McDonald at the free throw line. She dumps it underneath to Michelle Macias, and Macias goes up with a shot. She's fouled, and Michelle will go to the free throw line, and she'll shoot 2. And she had no points in the ball game as yet. And that personal foul will go to Kira Roberts, and that's going to be Kira's second personal, and that's the second team foul.
Michelle's second shot, the first shot not particularly good.
Is it out of bounds? He'll probably inbound it under their own basket, baseline left. Caitlin Bellardi trying to get it inside to Michelle Macias. The ball's on the floor. Bellardi just finally picks it up, puts it off the backboard, comes right to Michelle Macias, and Macias then finally puts it back in for the Hilltoppers. That makes it 19-4. And on the dribble right now is Brooke Calvert. She picks up her dribble, and she's going to hand it over. And coming down the left side of the lane, I thought she was going to take it all the way. 3-point shot. This is off by Mackenzie Klinger. But the Hilltoppers going for the rebound. They lose it out of bounds, so it'll be inbounded by the Tigers under their own basket. They get it inside. Boy, nice move inside that time. As just getting inside everybody was Nika McKenzie, and she just kind of snuck in front of the Hilltopper defense, and the little bounce pass right to her, and she lays it in for 2, make it 19-6. And we have another timeout called by the Aztec, and let's see, this is another 30-second timeout. So he's taken 2 30s so far, and Ray Romero hasn't taken any. The head coach of the Tigers, by the way, is Bill McLaughlin. And they're listed 4-9. They had a game, I think, last night, which I didn't see the result of. But anyway, 4-9 is they're approximately. It's either right now 4-10 or 5-9. but the Hilltoppers right now are 6-5. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. They have an interesting record right now. 3-point shot taken from the right wing by Sophia Trujillo. Rebound comes to Tara McDonald. She gets to Abby Martinez, back to Tara, and Tara rolls around the top of the rim, just hangs there forever. Finally drops down. Michelle Macias going for the rebound, loses it out of bounds. So the Hilltoppers. So the Aztec now will bring it in. Mackenzie Klinger, Hilltoppers now have essentially taken off the press, but they're right now playing a girl-to-girl defense. Bring it to Jaslyn Gomez. Gomez gets the screen. She's going to take advantage of it. Takes it to the hole, not able to convert. Rebound will come down to the Hilltoppers' Abby Martinez. Martinez just walks it up the floor, bounces it over now to Caitlin Bellardi. So here they go. Once again, just working around the perimeter. Skip pass all the way across, and this time it's picked off. And not a happy camper was Jaslyn Gomez as she stole the ball away and couldn't get the handle. She finally got the handle, and then her last dribble, actually she dribbled it just on the baseline. So she gets called out of bounds. Boy, she wasn't happy about that. So they get it inside to Tara McDonald. McDonald dumps it off inside to Abby Martinez. And Abby is going to take it coming down the right side, the right baseline. She's fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. And that personal foul is going to go to, looks like Nika McKenzie. That's her first. That's the third team foul. And let's see, there have been 3 team fouls called on Los Alamos. So did she make that?
She did not make that. So.
Yeah, so Abby Martinez at the free throw line misses the first. So the Hilltoppers from the free throw line right now are 0 for 3. Mike. They did not shoot a free throw in the first quarter. So they finally get one in, so that makes it.
And so we're going to have a timeout here, and that's Ray Romero going to take a 30. So 4:44 remaining in this first half. 20-6 in favor of Los Alamos here at Griffith Gymnasium. And as you were saying, Gina, it's been a very, very interesting year for Los Alamos girls basketball. Just been a little hard to nail down so far.
Yes, it has been. Well, they lost their first four, and they got into that Santa Fe tournament, lost all three there, and then they opened up against St. Michael's, and they lost to St. Michael's. Then they lost their first four. They were 0-4, and then they went on a five win run and went to 5-4, and then they went and played the tournament at St. Michael's and at St. Michael's, and they were doing pretty well, but then they got upset by Penasco in overtime. And then they won their final game against Sandia Prep. So they're 6-5 right now, and they've won 6 of their last 7. And so back to this ball game here is 20-6. So the Hilltoppers now work it over. They bring it to Sophia Trujillo. She's just to the left of the key down the corner. So right now the attack for Los Alamos has simply been to work it around the perimeter. There's a skip pass from one side from one wing to the other, and so they're all looking for those skip passes, and then they're trying to get it inside to Tara McDonald. They finally do. Tara, little turnaround jumper, that's off. Rebound is going to come down to Aggies, to Kira Roberts. Roberts will bounce it over, and they'll finally get it up the floor. But this pass up the floor is picked off by Tara McDonald. She gets it now to Abby Martinez on the left wing.
Boy, a couple of the Tigers, they get the ball and either they throw it or shoot it, and the ball just kind of goes where it goes. You don't really know where it's going to end up.
No, they don't. And so a nice little entry pass that time from the Hilltoppers by Catherine Trujillo into Michelle Macias. And Michelle wide open under the basket. So they actually went out to try to cover Catherine, but she just dished it off at the last moment to get it to Caitlin Bellardi. She comes in, dribbles down the baseline, and puts the shot up and hits the bottom of the backboard. So the bottom of the backboard out of bounds. Anyway, so it makes it's 22-6 right now, with 3:07 remaining here in this first half. And so the Brooke Calvert will inbound. Here's that press again by Los Alamos. I have no idea why we're pressing. And so trying to take the ball down, dribbling into a double team, and it has the ball stolen away. Long pass down the floor comes to Tara McDonald. She's going to go right down Broadway, and she has her shot blocked and saved back in for the Hilltoppers by Olivia Martinez. She saves it right to one of the Lady Tigers. 3-point shot from outside. Nice look at 3-point shot, actually, from Brooke Calvert. She had a nice stroke on that one. I thought she was going to pop that one. 2.5 minutes to go. 22-6. Hilltoppers up. Comes to Caitlin Bellardi. Bellardi on the left wing. Brings it back out on top. Back to Bellardi. And so now they rotated it down to the corner to Tara McDonald. She gets away with a walk, and then she takes it to the basket. Her shot is off. Rebound attempt by Olivia Martinez is off, and the Aztecs come down with a rebound. They get it to Brooke Calvert. Calvert goes behind her back. Wow. And
that was nifty.
Yes, it was. But Calvert, she had that 3-point shot. Another 3-point shot on the way. This is just barely off. Rebound comes down to the Tigers, getting underneath before the ball that time. I believe it was Jaslyn Gomez. No, let's see. No, it wasn't Jaslyn. It was Nika McKenzie. And Nika has that odd Well, Jaslyn Gomez shot that way, and now Nika McKenzie. I don't understand. It's almost like they're coached that way.
That's boy, you just don't see that. Yeah, McKenzie way over on the right side. She's gonna take a couple of steps to the center.
Yeah, one dribble.
And actually, I think we're gonna have a substitution before.
So Nika, who had set up in the middle, goes back to the right side of the circle. She's right up against the free throw line and then the arc part of the circle, and she just both girls, and she's one out of, misses the first, puts in the second, and makes it now 22-7.
So there is no rule that you have to take a set shot on a free throw.
No, you can do whatever you want. So they get it to Sophia, and Sophia drops it in for three from the left wing. Makes it now 25-10. And we're going to have a reach-in foul called against Los Alamos of Olivia Martinez, and that's her first. That's the 15th foul on Los Alamos. Be inbounded by the Lady Tigers. They bring it down to the left wing, coming down the baseline. Nice move down the baseline that time, and then taking it right to the hole. And that is going to be Kira Roberts, and Roberts is going to go to the free throw line, and she'll show two. So the personal foul went to Catherine Trujillo. That's her second. That is the 16th foul. And Kira misses the first. So right now she's 0 for 3 from the free throw line. And this one rims around and comes off. But the rebound pulled down this time inside. So good rebound that time is on by Alicia. And get it to Nika McKenzie. McKenzie starts to make a move to the basket. We're going to be blocking foul call against Los Alamos. So that's going to be a 1-and-1 for the Tigers. And that personal foul, wow, is going to go to Abby Martinez. That's her second. That is the 18th foul. It's a 1-and-1.
Yes, it is a 1-and-1, and Martinez going to go to the bench now for Los Alamos. We get an interesting situation. Nobody in serious foul trouble, but Topper can't afford a whole bunch of fouls. They don't have the substitutions.
No, they don't. So they finally realize that the Aztec has a 1-and-1. So they give it to Nika McKenzie. She shoots. The possession goes to Los Alamos with 1 minute, 63 seconds to go. 63 seconds to go in this first half. 25-7. The Hilltoppers way up in this ball game. Comes to Caitlin Velarde. Velarde pass over on the right wing, almost stolen away by Nika McKenzie. But McKenzie can't hang on, loses it out of bounds. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it in the front court. Comes to Caitlin Velarde. She dribbles to the top of the key, picks up her dribble. Now down low to Catherine Trujillo. She tries to get it inside to Michelle Macias, who's come in and who's playing where Tara McDonald was playing. This one is picked off by the Tigers, and then the big shot put up. This is not a nice looking shot this time by Mackenzie Klinger, but she was just inside the 3-point line. So that makes it now 25-9 with 20 seconds to go. And now a little strategy here by the Hilltoppers. They're going
to take the air out of the ball.
The air out of the ball and take the last shot of the half. They don't want that. They don't want the Aztecs to get 10 points here in this first half. Inside it comes to Michelle Macias. Turnaround jumper by Michelle is off. So that will bring this first half to a close as the Hilltoppers lead in this ball game. Kind of interesting, Mike, too, because it's 25-9, and so the Hilltoppers actually won that quarter 10-8. So after winning the first quarter 15-1, and then Aztec comes back and holds their own here in the second quarter against the Tigers. against the Toppers. So Mike, I guess you've seen the lineup for next week. It's we have 3 games next week.
Yeah, that's right. And so going to be a busy week here. And please join us here on the LA Daily Post. And of course, as always, we want to thank Carol Clark and the good folks at the Daily Post for getting us on the air. And they're going to get their money's worth next week, let me tell you. We have on Tuesday, we are going to be here for boys basketball. Toppers taking on, have you ever heard of this team, Albuquerque Academy?
Academy, yes.
Yeah, the Toppers and the Chargers have quite the history.
Oh, did they ever?
So always very entertaining contest. So that's going to be on Tuesday, 7 o'clock. If you can't make it out to that one, and if you can, I suggest you do. That's always a very, very interesting contest. But if you cannot, we will be here on Tuesday to bring you that game for boys basketball versus the Albuquerque Academy Chargers. Then on Friday, we will be home and once again. The Topper boys will take on the Aztec Tiger boys. That's going to be a 6 o'clock start time. So mark that on your calendar, 6 o'clock on here on the YouTube channel for the Daily Post. And then on Saturday, we will be here again for boys basketball. And that's going to be a 4 o'clock start time, 4 p.m. And we're going to take on Gallup Mayamura. So Mayamura, one of the two, the newer high school over there in Gallup. And we'll check that one out. But, Gallup, the Gallup area known, they've brought up some pretty darn good teams more than once. So we'll keep an eye on that. So 3 boys basketball games next week, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Again, note the start times for the Friday and Saturday contest, 6 p.m. on Friday and then 4 p.m. on Saturday. So busy week for us, Gene, but we'll be here at Griffith Gymnasium. So a lot going on. We're getting toward the nitty gritty of the basketball season. District, I can't believe district just a couple of weeks off now.
No, I can't either.
That just blows my mind. And boy, oh boy, there is. I mean, you talk to any high school sports fan in the state of New Mexico, and they will tell you the best time of the entire academic year district basketball season. That is, I know plenty of people, and that's what they live for. Always entertaining, always a lot of fun. Can't hardly wait.
Oh yes, and it's and it's interesting too because it's we've had these trends. We've had for quite a number of years now. Espanola has been kind of one of the dominant teams in the district, in the boys at least. And Espanola not doing so well this year. Hilltoppers has already played Espanola once down in that Santa Fe tournament. They defeated Espanola in that tournament, and but it's always interesting. We boys and the girls both. I mean, some of these teams. The one team that always just surprises and is so much fun to watch are the Moriarty girls, and you never know what's going to happen, but they're usually their signature game is they just hustle and scramble and scrapple. Boy, I tell you, they never stop, and they are really fun to watch. And but it's just been Mike and I have been doing this for a long time, and we go to a lot of these games, and sometimes we have a pretty good feel for how this game is going to turn out, and a lot of times we just going to sit here and say, well, my favorite expression is this is an unknown quantity tonight because we don't have a clue. and sometimes you just never do. Some of these teams surprise you, but it is fun. District is fun, and we have a really cool district here, mostly in northern New Mexico, and we had an interesting situation, Mike, a couple of years ago, I think this was back before COVID, but when we were still broadcasting for KRSN, we had a game up at Taos, and we went to Taos, and there was a boys game, and they got us set up very nicely, and then the game started. They had a big crowd, huge crowd, and they had a band, and then they I think half the girls' population up there was a cheerleader. I've never seen so many cheerleaders in my life, and so anyway, it was quite the thing. And then before the game started, they presented the flag with the Knights of Columbus, and the Knights of Columbus people wore those Knights of Columbus uniforms that they wear, stuff, and then they played the national anthem, and then they introduced the teams and stuff. And I know I'm belaboring the point here, but the point is that we came back about a week later for the girls' game, and they had none of that. None. They didn't have a PA announcer. They didn't have the band. They had a few cheerleaders, not much of a crowd. It was almost like it was a scrimmage game between the two teams, and in fact, when I called up to Taos to tell the AD, who was a woman, to tell her that we were coming out to broadcast the game, she couldn't believe it. She said, "You're what? You're going to broadcast a girls' game?" Yeah. So it was just amazing, the difference. All the pageantry and all the stuff that they put into the boys' game, and then the girls. Talk about second-class citizens. They had 2 or 3 media people there from doing television for the boys. Anyway, it was just amazing the kind of stuff that you run into when playing in this district. You never know what to expect.
And that is so unfortunate. And, we've seen, Taos's girls teams in the past. We've seen some very, very competitive girls teams. And I think not, I've always said this, not putting in the effort with the girls programs as with the boys. In that case, I think it was an extreme example with Taos there, but that's always to the detriment of your program. The girls work every bit as hard as the boys do. They put in the time. They deserve the support from the fans. They deserve the support from the schools. And we've seen that there are some schools that are very, very good at keeping that fairly equivalent, and then there's some schools that aren't, and that always seems to be to their detriment.
Oh, yes.
If I'm a girl athlete and I'm gonna work my butt off for 6-8 months out of the year and nobody cares, why am I going to put that effort in?
Yeah, and like for instance, in Espanola girls, they get almost as much support as the boys get. When the girls play, there's always a big crowd, and they really support the girls. And the girls have had some really, really good teams here over the years. So so we'll see how the district lines up again this year. And so I don't know, this thing keep changing so much. And with the Hilltopper boys this year, we have 10 players on the team, 7 sophomores, 2 juniors, and 1 senior. And I can't figure that out. Like, we didn't have a lot of juniors last year that wanted to play basketball. when they were seniors. We only have one.
Yeah, that's very unusual to have that sophomore, junior, senior split like that. I don't see that very often. You really don't see it very often here in Los Alamos. But we're about ready to go here in the second half. By the way, Gene.
Oh, yes.
For the Toppers in that first half, Abby Martinez led the team with 7 points, and Sofia Trujillo had 5 points, including a nice 3-pointer in that second quarter. For the Tigers, Jaslyn Gomez, red hot. She had 4 points.
Yeah. And let's see, for the Hilltoppers, they had, well, kind of spread out the scoring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So everybody scored. Well, wait a minute. Olivia Martinez didn't score.
Olivia Martinez did not score, and I have a theory as to why she did not score. Like in that moment.
Yeah.
It has to do with her fashion choice, to be honest with you, Gene.
Yes. Okay, 6 out of the 7 scored. Hilltopper is going to throw it in to start things off here in the third quarter, leading 25-9 after 2 quarters of play. Abby Martinez takes it to the basket, puts a shot up, left-handed, kind of a half hook, and comes off the side of the rim, picked up there by Tara McDonald. And as Tara goes back up, she's fouled. And so that personal foul now will go to Jaslyn Gomez. That's going to be her first, and that's the first team foul of the second half. Tara McDonald at the free throw line for Los Alamos. She'll shoot 2. High arching shot. Hits the front of the rim, bounces up against the backboard, and then falls in. So Tara only had 2 points in that first half of play, but she puts in this one, so she's ready for shot number 2. This one not so good, and so it makes it 26-9. Full court press by the Hilltoppers once again, and finally they bring it up. They break the press, and so coming up the floor is Mackenzie Klinger. Klinger gets it over to Brooke Calvert. Calvert with a pass underneath, momentarily open with Nika McKenzie, but Brooks' pass is overthrown. Makes it 26-9.
11 turnovers in this ball game by the Tigers, and one of the Tigers down on the floor momentarily. That was Bailey Clarence. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, she was sitting on the floor. I think she's hurt.
Yes, and so yes, she is. Yes.
Yeah, so they're gonna take her out of the game. They're gonna put in Kira Roberts is gonna check in for her, but yeah, Clarence. It looked like she had some sort of ankle thing. She actually went down on the floor, got back up, which if you're hurt, you shouldn't do. You should stay on the floor.
Yes, absolutely, and you can see she's in a lot of pain right now as the ball is stolen away momentarily by Mackenzie, by Michelle Macias, but then she loses it out of bounds. Brooke Calvert brings it in to Jaslyn Gomez. She fakes the 3-point shot, comes down the baseline, has her shot blocked that time by Michelle Macias. Hilltoppers with the pick up the loose ball. Comes to Caitlin Bellardi. Bellardi on just to the left of the right of the key. So the Hilltoppers are going to just start that little rotation around the 3-point line. So that's all they're doing. They're all just rotating in and out. Abby Martinez takes it to the hole, puts it up too hard off the backboard. Rebound comes down to Brooke Calvert. Calvert over to Jaslyn Gomez. Gomez is going to be called for the travel. That's a good call.
That was the correct call. So for the Tigers so far, with they have 12 turnovers in this ball game. Actually settled down a little bit after the first quarter, but good traveling call there. That's their second turnover of this quarter.
And so Tara McDonald puts a shot up on the baseline from about 12 feet out. That's off. Long pass down the floor by the Tigers, and that was going to be intercepted by Caitlin Bellardi over to Tara McDonald. Jaslyn Gomez, she's double teamed, and I think we're going to have a reach-in foul called against the Tigers. That's personal foul is going to go to Sofia Trujillo. That's her second, And that is the first team foul on Los Alamos. So the pass down the left sideline picked off by Tara McDonald. So Tara will just hand it over to Sophia Trujillo, who'll get it to Abby Martinez, back to Sophia. Sophia fakes the 3-point shot and gets caught with a New Mexico shuffle. Big time. You cannot get the ball, and you can't like fake to one side and then come back to the other if you're out on the wing. They'll call that every single time, whether you travel or not. It doesn't matter. That's an automatic call with the referees. So the pass underneath is knocked away by Tara McDonald. Loose ball picked up by Sophia Trujillo. Trujillo will bring it to Caitlin Velarde. Velarde back. So they ran a skip pass across to Velarde. I thought she's going to put up the 3. She decides not to. Gets it now to Sophia Trujillo into Abby Martinez. She was in all kinds of traffic, so she just starts dribbling around, dribbles out toward the half-court circle, then dribbles over to the left wing. And finally, they get the ball back to her. She puts a shot up. It's blocked. And the rebound comes down to Tara McDonald. Her putback is off. But then Michelle Macias right there for Los Alamos picks up her 6th point. And Mike, we got 4 minutes gone here in this third quarter, and Los Alamos has 3 points, and Aztec has 0. So the scoring is slowed down a little bit.
Another turnover for the Tigers. Toppers coming back the other way. But yeah, this game is really slow to a crawl here.
Boy, is it ever. Tara McDonald's shot is off. Caitlin Velarde trying to get the rebound, but we're going to have Jaslyn Gomez pick up a foul as she went for the rebound. So Jaslyn picks up that's her second personal. That's the second team foul on the Tigers so far, and one has been called on Los Alamos. So it'll be inbounded by Abby Martinez on the baseline right. And she gets the ball into Tara McDonald. They bring it all the way out on top to Caitlin Velarde. Now they'll rotate it over to the left wing. Abby Martinez trying to go down the baseline, cut off as the Tigers still in that. It's kind of like Mike said, kind of a 2-3 zone. And then Abby Martinez with a 3-point shot from the right wing. And she now is in double figures as she picks up her 10th point, makes it 31-9.
Wow, and then for Aztec, Brooke Calvert inbounding the ball, and she threw a screwball at one of her opponents, went right through her, one of her teammates, went right through her legs.
So the Hillboppers inbound it, and they get it to Tara McDonald, and McDonald puts it in for 2. Makes it now 33-9. Brooke Calvert brings it up the floor. They're trying to get it up now to 2 this time, and it's nice to see Bailey Clarence is back in the ball game. So she was really hurting on the bench there for a while, but she's back into the ball game, so that's good. So Abby Martinez will bring it now to Caitlin Velarde, and the Hilltoppers working against it's essentially a 2-3 zone matchup zone, and the Hilltoppers there hasn't been much penetration, but only as Tara McDonald gets the entry pass, she puts a shot up, but the rebound is pulled down for the Hilltopper by Kathleen Trujillo. She gets it out to Caitlin Velarde. Velarde puts up the shot. That's way off, but Abby Martinez grabbing the loose ball, and as she goes to the hole, she's fouled. That personal foul will go to Bailey Clarence. That's going to be her first. That'll be the 13th foul. That's going to put Abby Martinez on the free throw line with 1:59 to go in the quarters. So Abby misses the first. So right now from the free throw line, she's 1 for 3, but she'll shoot one more at 10 points in the ballgame. And right now she, of course, is the leading scorer in this ballgame. 33-9. This one pops around and comes off, but the rebound is pulled down by Michelle Macias. Macias gets it underneath. She's chasing it down the baseline on the right side, and then all grabs it as she turns around. She sees Olivia Martinez wide open under the basket. She just zips it down the baseline to Olivia, and Olivia puts it in for two. Full court press by Los Alamos. The Hilltoppers steal it away, and it gets knocked out of bounds by Aztec as the Hilltoppers inbound it under their own basket. They bring it now over to the right wing. Abby Martinez goes in.
Whoa!
Nice little penetration move by Abby as she took it on the right wing, and then she just put it in left-handed dribble all the way in, and then she put it up off the glass. She now has 12 points. She now has 12 points in this contest, makes it 37-9. And Brooke Calvert, who's she's one of the smoother players out there for Aztec, but she way overthrew that one, and that's the same thing she did earlier.
Wonder if she plays softball. She's got quite the arm.
Boy, does she ever.
But Jane, from the moment I said Aztec has kind of reined in their turnovers, they've now turned over the ball 5 of their last 6 possessions.
Yeah, when we were talking about that at the 4-minute mark. And things have changed quite a bit at this point. So we're going to have a pass down the left sideline. That's going to be knocked out of bounds by Olivia Martinez. And now Brooke Calvert will check out of the ballgame. And right now, we have mass substitution for Los Alamos as they bring in 2 players.
Well, and that's one of those deals. You actually better count how many people you actually have on the floor. There's bodies all over the place.
Yes. So, anyway, Caitlin Velarde came back in the ballgame, and Tara McDonald, who was out of the ballgame, also came back in. So right now for the Hilltoppers, we have Caitlin Velarde, along with Michelle Macias and Olivia Martinez. Tara McDonald, and let's see, who did I miss? Kathleen Trujillo. So we're going to have a personal foul is going to go to Kathleen Trujillo, as she has 3. And that is right now the second team foul. And at the free throw line, it's going to be Jaslyn Gomez. And Gomez, she was there before, and she was 1 of 2 in the first quarter, making the only point they had in the first quarter. Puts up the first of 2 here, misses the first, as the Aztec, with the 29 seconds remaining, and the Aztec have not scored in this quarter as yet. But we'll see if Jasmine can remedy that. Nope. And ball is going to go out of bounds off of the Tigers after a battle for the rebound. And so 27 seconds to go. It's 37-9. As the Hilltoppers right now apparently looks like they apparently are going to hold the Lady Tigers scoreless in the third quarter. I thought this was going to be a much better game than this, but we were watching Aztec warm up. I told Mike, I said, "Well, I don't think we're having any problem winning this ball game." But
yeah, so, you could even tell in warm ups that there's just a warm up. Uncontested shots were all over the place.
Yes,
and it's kind of what we've seen here this afternoon. So 3.8 seconds remaining. Sophia Trujillo going to go to the free throw line. Has not scored in this quarter. She's got 5 points in the ball game. This is the first. That foul, by the way, going to Kara Roberts. That is her third. So Roberts has 3, and then for the Toppers, Catherine Trujillo has 3.
And so
Trujillo makes her second. 38-9. And let's see. Klinger had the ball. She actually could have done a half court shot. She chose not to.
Yeah, she just kind of flipped the ball in the air. kind of about halfway to the referee.
Guess that's not her shot.
No.
So for Mackenzie Klinger. By the way, we want to say to her uncle, Korean War veteran Max Klinger, who worked with the MASH unit, obviously. So.
Oh yes.
he was he was kind of a quirky guy. He was very fashionable.
Yes, he was. 38-9 right now is the score, as the Hilltoppers put up 13 points in that third quarter and held the Lady Tigers scoreless. So it's so right now the scoring by quarters has been 15. For Los Alamos, it's been 15, 10, and 13. And for Aztec, it's been 1 and 8 and 0, and 38-9. And well, let's see. We still have a little ways to go. Let's see. The Hilltoppers need to get 4 more points.
Oh, that's right. And then we may get a running clock here. Yeah. By the way, just in case you're wondering, Carly Holland and Gigi Romero are here at the ball game, and they are on the topper bench, but they're in street clothes. And I'm not sure what the situation is with them. Hopefully, this is a temporary thing, and we'll get them back pretty quick. 2 very, very key cogs in the Toppers machine.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Gigi, the leading scorer, Carly, she's a very smart player, very aggressive, and a good ball handler. She's, and like I say, she's quite the spark plug. Hilltoppers, once again, Ray Romero has them working around that line. Nice move. As they get it inside as they work it around the 3-point line, and all of a sudden they dump it inside to Michelle Macias, who just taps it over to Tara McDonald. And a little 2-hand tap over to Tara. And Tara goes up and she's fouled. That personal foul is going to go to Kira Roberts. She has 4. And that is going to be she has 4 of the 5 team fouls. Oh no. She has anyway, that's the 15th foul, but Tara at the free throw line, and she misses the first and misses the second.
But good adjustment on the offensive end for Los Alamos. First about quarter and a half or so, Toppers spent most of their time just throwing the ball around the 3-point line. Really weren't able to get the ball inside to do anything. And since that time, they've really worked McDonald. McDonald has done a really good job on the offensive end with her motion. Michelle Macias has been able to crash in a little bit as well. So good offensive adjustment.
So they get the ball down to Tara McDonald on the right baseline. She's about 8 feet out, puts up a little set shot. This one is off. Still 38-9, as we have a minute and a half gone here in this fourth quarter. Now that comes now to Calvert. Calvert is going to down in deep into the corner over to Nika McKenzie. McKenzie's going to dribble all the way out to the half-court circle. Now she starts to penetrate, gets it down low to Alicia Valerio. I thought Alicia was going to take the shot. The pass comes inside. It was almost picked off that time by Olivia Martinez. Hit Olivia in the hands, and then it just bounced right to Nika McKenzie. It's just one of those ones where it should have been an easy catch for Los Alamos, and it just bounced off her hands, went right to Nika, and then she's fouled, and that one's going to go to Michelle Macias. That's her first. That is and that now is the third team foul on Los Alamos, and so that strange free throw shooting style.
That's just not paying off for Nika. She is now 1 for 7 from the free throw line, and that last free throw she just took hit absolutely nothing but air.
The 3-point shot by the Hilltoppers is Sophia Trujillo from the right wing. The ball is going to be saved back into Tara McDonald. She saves it back into Elisa Valerio. And then, let's see, that was Abby Martinez, right?
No, Trujillo with
Sophia.
with the steal and the bucket. She has 8 points in this ball game now.
Yeah, and so that was the Aztec saved it back in, and now the loose ball is picked up by Aztec and taking it to the hole, and we're going to have a blocking foul. As trying very hard to draw the foul that time. Olivia Martinez, as they made contact, Olivia went flat on her back, but the official's not buying that, and she says, so that's her second, and now at the free throw line once again is Mika McKenzie, and she's, like Mike said, she's struggling, and so misses the first. So let's see, she hasn't made any, right? So she made one.
She made one, so she is now 1 for 9 from the foul line tonight. And wow, big.
So the pass comes underneath, the rebound is off, rebound comes down to Caitlin Velarde. She puts up kind of a little half hook shot. That one's off. 40-9 is the score right now with 4:40 to go. Brooke Calvert with it for Aztec. Brooke still on the dribble, finally gives it up and gets it over into the deep corner. And now they'll rotate it out on top to Jaslyn Gomez. Jaslyn's going to come down, and we're going to have a reach-in foul go to Olivia Martinez.
Ooh, boy, tough one.
That's going to be her third.
Yeah, Olivia actually looked like she got a hand pretty clean on the ball, but does get whistled for the foul. And Gene, the reason Olivia's having a tough night is her shorts. You look at her shorts; she's got those 1983 Moses Malone shorts on. Everybody else has got the more standard length, and you just can't play in those.
You can't. I remember they used to have those things. Some of the players had them down to their ankles, for God's sake. So, anyway, Hilltopper put up the 3-point shot. Whoa! And Caitlin Velarde. That's her second 3-pointer of the ball game. That makes it 43-9. And so the Hilltoppers right now. They get it from Michelle Macias. Michelle Macias puts it in for 2.
Nice entry pass there from Olivia Martinez. I'm just giving Olivia a hard time about her shorts. No, she knows that just a freshman and put in some solid minutes when the Toppers needed them with a very, very short bench today.
So they dish it inside. It's 45-9. So right now we're in the first phase of the mercy rule, and that is that once a team goes up by 35 in the second half, it becomes a running clock, and you don't stop the clock for anything except timeouts and injuries, and sometimes free throws, sometimes not. It's up to the official. 3-point shot taken from outside. Rebound comes down to Michelle Macias. She goes back up, fight for the rebound, as we have Jaslyn Gomez tying up with Olivia Martinez, and I guess it's going to say, it's alternating possession goes to the Tigers. So 45-9 right now, 36-point lead for the Hilltoppers.
Aztec looks like they're going to empty their bench with 2.5 minutes remaining. I'm not quite sure why you do it now.
Really?
This game has not been close since very early in the first quarter. So some mass substitutions for the Tigers and mass substitutions for Los Alamos too. Both of them in.
So both coaches cleaned their bench. So brand new players and 5 new players in for the Lady Tigers. Catherine Trujillo with it, gets it over to Sophia Trujillo. And then the shot taken from outside by Los Alamos. Long rebound comes down to Abby Martinez. She's going to get it to Sophia Trujillo. Trujillo will get it over to Catherine Trujillo. Underneath to Michelle Macias. And then, boy, great ball movement by the Hilltoppers as Catherine Trujillo got it into Michelle. And then Michelle sees Tara McDonald breaking to the basket. And a nice little pass from Michelle over to Tara. And so now a 3-point shot on the way, and the rebound coming down to the Tigers. That 3-point shot taken by Alicia Valerio. And Alicia came off the bench, but she has played in this ball game as we're under 1 minute on this running clock. And the raw clock is moving as Aztec will bring it in. They bring it inside now to Brooklyn Schmidt. Stolen away by Tara McDonald. McDonald just goes up and lays it in. Breakaway layup for Tara McDonald. Makes it 49-9, a 40-point lead, 30 seconds to go. And the ball is stolen away by Michelle Macias. Baseball pass down the floor to Sophia Trujillo. And it's a home run as it goes over as it goes over the fence.
Clears the fence, no problem.
15 seconds to go. And Hilltoppers steal it away. Comes Sophia Trujillo. And Trujillo is going to get it to Abby Martinez, who's just going to hold it and let the clock run out. So the final score, 49-9. And the Tigers did not score in the second half. Hilltoppers put up 11. So for quarters, the Hilltoppers had 15, then 10, then 13, then 11. And then the Tigers had the first quarter, they had 1. Second quarter, they had 8. Did not score in the second half. So the final score, 49-9. And so,
yeah, wow. Just a little surprising.
Yes.
You know, we like you said, we've done this for a long time. We've seen the Four Corners teams, especially girls basketball. They are always very, very competitive, just top to bottom. And just not what we were expecting. We were expecting Aztec to maybe show us a little bit tonight, but just was not their night. Topper took full advantage. And the real interesting thing we saw tonight, I think we have probably seen better interior ball movement tonight from the Toppers than I think we've seen all season.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of cutting. Macias did a great job cutting tonight. Tara McDonald did an absolute fantastic job cutting tonight against the defense. A lot of movement without the ball, a lot of quick interior passes to get those easy shots. And that's just something we hadn't seen a whole lot of this entire season so far.
No, we haven't. Not at all. I mean, and the way they started, they had a different offense that they started just passing around the 3-point line on top, and they just rotated from one wing to the other. And then all of a sudden, a nice little entry pass. We didn't see much penetration by the guards. Mainly, they just kind of brought the ball out. They had a little bit of penetration, but mainly they just kind of passed it around. And then they'd dump it inside to either Michelle or Tara, and they were able to take advantage time after time. And we did have some penetration. Abby Martinez, she tried a number of times to penetrate in, but generally that wasn't the case for the Hilltopper offense. It was just kind of set it up around the 3-point line and then finally get it into the big girls inside. But and then of course that opened up the inside, then opened up the outside. So it's that's exactly what you want to do. You know, like somebody once made a quote to me that said that you can't have an inside game if you don't have an outside game, and vice versa. So anyway, that's a good looking good-looking ball movement, good-looking offense tonight. Of course, they didn't have all that much competition, but it's interesting too as you talk about the Four Corners team because the Piedra Vista girls are also struggling, and that's I don't understand that. The Four Corners has always been a powerhouse up there in most of these sports, especially basketball. But I don't know what's going on this year. So, but anyway. So anyway, Mike, the final score 49-9. Not the game we expected at all.
No, it was not. Just a quick scoring rundown for the Toppers. They were led by Abby Martinez. She ended up with 12 points. A couple of three-pointer in the third quarter. A couple of nice dribble penetrations by her in that ball game. Then Tara McDonald with 10 put up 7 in the put up 7 points in the. Oh, I'm sorry, she had 11. It says 7 points in that second half. Nice game for Tara McDonald, and boy, if they can get her going right here, right around the district season, that's going to be a huge boon for them. 8 points for Sophia Trujillo and 8 points for Michelle Macias. Everybody, the entire bench got in on the scoring column tonight. Gene, wow, just good to see. Good to see just everybody contributing.
Yes, absolutely. All 7 of them. So anyway, so our situation is that on Tuesday night we'll be back on the air at I guess that's a normal time, 7 o'clock, approximately 7, as the Hilltopper boys will take on the Academy Chargers, and that should be a pretty good ball game. We'll see how things go, but on Tuesday night that's going to be here at Griffiths Gymnasium. So tune in to the Daily Post. I want to thank once again Carol Clark for making all this possible, and John McHale, Nate Limback, and Charlene McHale. Couldn't do it without all those people. And so, Charlene sits back there in her luxury studio, but she's the one that keeps things on track all the time. So anyway. So that's going to do it for us. And once again, thanks to the Daily Post, Carol Clark. This is Gene Mortensen, my good buddy, Mike Mays. And, have a great weekend, everybody. And you can even make it a better weekend. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug that penguin. But the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And sweetie pie. We just had the holidays, and my God, I wish you had been here. I miss you so much. Bye-bye, everybody.